leg one in the books.
We'll give it everything we have. We're not going to give up.
Seeking revenge at Red Bull Arena.
The result 2-0 means that coming back home, there's got to be some urgency for us.
And a trip down memory lane with John Wolyniec.
One of my first touches in MLS happened to be a goal.
All that and much more coming up now on Red Bulls Insider. Hello and welcome to this special MLS Cup Playoffs edition of Red Bulls Insider. I'm Tina Servasio. It was a battle of the top two teams in the East last Sunday as the Red Bulls traveled to Columbus to take on the Crew. Let's take a look back at the first half of this two-leg series.
Well, I think for the fans of this league, this is a great series, and it's hard to think back to too many recent matchups in the playoffs where you have two teams with such unique styles of play and that are so committed to that style of play. So we respect Columbus a lot. I think they're a fun team to watch. I think they're a talented team. We know that when we play them that there's some certain stylistic things that are in contrast and some that are very similar as well. So it's a team we respect. Should be fun.
It's Columbus on the front foot immediately. An absolutely amazing start, Justin Meram.
It's embarrassing defending, schoolyard stuff. Very nervy start. Obviously the goal rattled us. We could see that Columbus, it gave them confidence. Before the series started, I said we were maybe a little bit naive, and that was a good thing. It turned out to be a bad thing. We showed our youth. We showed our inexperience. Second half was a different story. We played better, played well. Probably could have got a goal, but 1-0 is probably a good result going back to Red Bull Arena, but we give up the second goal, and it's an uphill battle.
Cedric Mabwati trying to make things happen. He's round two challenges, Cedric, and a third. Brilliant play! Oh, it's fantastic stuff!
We're going to stay positive. You know, we didn't play our best game, but we were still in it right till that second goal. So we've dealt with tough circumstances all year, and we'll give it everything we have. We're not going to give up. Columbus celebrated like they won MLS Cup tonight, so they certainly should be proud of the result. It's a great result for them. You know, we're going to try to obviously flip it back around and see if we can flip the series back in our favor at Red Bull Arena.
Tonight was a tough one, you know. We took it on the chin, but everyone's been counting us out this entire year, right? Ever since January, they counted us out, right? And they're going to count us out again when we go back to our home. And we can bring it. We're going to bring the pain. We're going to advance. We're going to win this game. I have every ounce of my body of belief. I know we've believed in ourselves together since day one. Since we were in Florida, in preseason, everyone counted us out, right? And now we're going back to New York. We're going back to our home, and we can believe and we can win this thing. You guys have all known everything that's going on with Jesse and I. He's been our head coach since January. I've had the pleasure of getting to know him, and he's become my friend. You know, not just my colleague. So tonight was tough, but there's still a bit of celebration in the fact that I want to be the first to congratulate Jesse as being named the MLS Coach of the Year. Yeah.
You know, I've said it before, it's a team award. It really is. All of us have put our hearts and souls into this, all right? It's what makes tonight disappointing, but it's what gives us real hope and belief for next Sunday, all right?
I'm joined now by head coach Jesse Marsch. And Jesse, obviously, as you look back to leg one, not the result you wanted, but when you look at the match, what did you see in the way that the Red Bulls played in Columbus?
Well, we didn't do a lot of the things that we wanted to accomplish. And so if you take out the result for a second and just talk about the way that the game played itself out, I think we felt disappointed in the fact that we weren't able to put that game a little bit more on our terms. Now, that being said, overall, still not a terrible performance. And then, you know, the result 2-0 means that coming back home, there's got to be some urgency for us. But, you know, we have a lot of confidence at Red Bull Arena. And we know with a full stadium and with our fans behind us that, you know, from the first whistle that we'll be ready to go, much like they were in their place. So you have to credit Columbus on the performance that they had and certainly being ready to go from the start.
What was your message to the players in the locker room after the match?
Well, it was just that, we were at halftime, and as disappointing as there were in some of the performance and then in the result, that there's still everything to play for, and that we still feel like we're a good team, and going back home, that there's a lot there still for us. So, not an easy situation. I think one of the things that hit us was when we give up the early goal, it's kind of like taking a early shot to the mouth. And now how to respond, how to gather yourself. Our team hasn't, I think, had a big moment like that with our backs against the wall quite like that. So, we learned about ourselves, and actually as the game went on, I think we managed to get more and more into it. And there were some stretches in the second half there where I think we were a little bit unlucky not to find a goal, and we were pushing to see if we could get the equalizer. In the end, we give one up, and now we come home 2-0. So won't be easy, but we'll be ready.
And with the way the Crew came out of the gates and put heavy pressure on the defense, were you surprised in the way the Crew attacked the game?
No, I think that we were expecting them to fly at us, and certainly they're a good team that spreads the field and with the ball really tries to find the wings and then attack. We limited that in a lot of ways. They only had 15 crosses for the game, which is one of their fewest outputs of the year. We outpossessed them, we outshot them. So there was still plenty of things in the game that we should look at as positives. But that's the thing for us, I think, is we know that we can play that much better. So, we'll be ready to go. We'll be ready to go in the second leg.
So what are some of the things you want to see from the players in that second leg Sunday?
Well, we can be sharper, okay? We can not have so many giveaways. I think we lost too many balls in bad spots that got them now into the attack. And, even more than that, I think we felt that we could run more, we could compete more for second balls, for first balls, that we could be connected more throughout the game. We felt like now, as they were able to get possession at certain moments, that we had too many guys that weren't thinking about their tactical responsibilities and how to stay connected. And with the way we play, we need all 11 guys to be really tuned in. So that'll be a big part of our concentration for this next game. And like I said, I know we'll be ready to go.
And you mentioned coming home to Red Bull Arena and how well the team plays there. It's a sold-out game. How do you think the players will feed off that atmosphere?
It will be big time. I think all year they enjoy playing at our stadium, partly because the field's in great shape always, partly because our fans are amazing. It's an amazing venue. It's a fun place to play. They enjoy it. They've had a great record at home. We've won 2 or 3-0 or 4-0 in 6 home games this year. So that, that sets us up well for what this next leg will be. And if you include the Open Cup, we won a game 3-0 there. We won a game 4-1 in that. So I know that we'll have confidence to go on the field and go after the game. So, we need to make sure we don't give anything away, but we're going to be aggressive. The fans are going to witness an aggressive Red Bull team on Sunday, that's for sure.
And finally, congratulations on being named MLS Coach of the Year. What does it mean to you to earn this achievement in your first year coaching in New York?
Yeah, I fully believe that this is a team award, and I know it's given to one person, but it takes an entire organization and a team of players to really now galvanize themselves and push hard for a 10-month season. And I could credit so many people, and guys like Marc de Grand Prix and the tone they set in our front office, and I think Ollie Curtis has done a really good job of setting the tone in our sporting side. And him naming me as coach was a big decision, and I know that, and I'm glad that he's been rewarded by having a team that steps on the field and really goes after it every game, and I think it validates his decision in many ways. And so we've had a good year. We've had a good start to this new process and to what we want to become, but there's a long way to go yet. So I don't think any award or any achievement is going to stop us from continuing to push forward and find more of our ultimate goals.
Well, again, congratulations, Jesse, and thank you for your time.
Thanks, Tina.
Coming up, a retrospective of the history between the two clubs from the eyes of a team legend.
A lot of times when you talk about the Crew in the past, you talk about them being a hard-working team.
John Walnick looks back at his career against the Crew next on Red Bulls Insider.
We have some of the best fans in the league, and that's not arguable. They show up every day trying to help us be better. They support us when we're winning. They support us when we're losing. They really are a 12th man out there.
One of my favorite moments at Red Bull Arena is after a big win, we go and we stand in front of South Ward, and we get to cheer with them one last time. And so as we go through these playoffs, let's continue to do what we've been doing all season long. That's singing, that's cheering, and celebrating together. And hopefully at the very end, we have one humongous celebration as we lift up the cup.
Welcome back. Red Bull Arena is sold out for Sunday's match against the Columbus Crew SC. Gates will open a special 2 hours before kick at 5:30 p.m. And fans are urged to arrive early due to increased security measures in and around the arena. There is also a new bag policy in place for this weekend's match. To find out more information on what is and not allowed in Red Bull Arena this Sunday, visit NewYorkRedBulls.com. For Metro Stars and Red Bulls legend John Wolnick, the Columbus Crew proved to be his most successful opponent on the field. In 13 seasons, the Staten Island native registered 7 goals against his foes from the Buckeye State. Earlier this week, we had a chance to sit down with John to reminisce back to his playing days with and against the Black and Yellow.
I grew up in the area, and first fan I was a MetroStar fan before I started playing. So, obviously I had that connection to the club, and now, a player on the team, being a coach with the academy, being a coach now with Rebel 2, being on the staff the last couple of years with the first team. Obviously my connections to this club are very strong. And then having some connections with Columbus, having played there, playing against them a number of times, having some success against them. Obviously for me, it's a bit of a different feel than most, for sure. Out of 7 goals, I'd say 3 of them really stand out. There's the first one that I scored. I always remember that.
Joseph will play into Zambrano. Villegas continues to run. Peter Villegas, the shot. Doherty, the save. Wallin up there. Gets the shot up. Score! John Wallin!
Well, I was pretty excited to get in the first place, and fortunately I scored pretty early on, which took a lot of the pressure off. Playing in front of in Giant Stadium is just it's definitely pressure. I was a little nervous. I think that was the biggest thing.
I just remember making only, I think, 2 touches and then a rebound goal. And I came on in that game and was lucky enough to be able to play my first MLS game, and one of my first touches in MLS happened to be a goal.
Each team coming out aggressively. No goals on the board. They play it long. Wallin the one touch, fires and scores!
2003 volley over the top from Amato Guevara in the 99th minute of an overtime game back when we used to play overtime. And it was also a golden goal, so that was certainly a special moment. It's a moment that a lot of people remember and come up to me and talk about and ask me about. And so I'll always remember that goal. It's probably the best goal I've ever scored. And then, 2008, the goal in the final.
Shane Richards, nice cut. Slotted through Wallin, and New York has tied it. John Wallin against his former team.
It was actually one of our better games, I thought. One of my better games that I played myself. Probably in my whole career. I tell people often that I'm not sure, maybe because of the final I remember it better, but I'm not sure I ever felt so confident that I was going to win a game once we tied it. And then for it to be taken away so quickly with them coming back down and scoring off something that they did well all year, scored to Chad Marshall on a corner. I always saw myself as a player that cared very little about how well he performed and just whether the team won. But I still have fond memories of that day, even though it was a loss. Like I said, I thought I played pretty well, and I thought the team played really well, and we just ended up on the wrong side of the result. In sports in general, you always talk about why certain players have success against certain teams. If your first experience against a team is good, then you just always carry that good feeling with you, and I think it's more just a comfort level and a confidence level that I gained from being able to score my first goal against Columbus. A lot of times when you talk about the Crew in the past, you talk about them being a hard-working team. But now, Berhalter's come in and really stamped his philosophy on the team, and you could tell that they're an explosive team. They're a team that loves having the ball, a team that loves creating space for themselves and being able to run into and being dynamic through that space. And now they have a really clear style of play that's going to be challenging to defend against and to play against, but I think we've proven that we also have a strong style of play, and Jesse's also made his mark on our team, so it's an interesting battle between 2 head coaches that have really taken charge of their clubs. I feel like our club and our players are very confident in what we're doing. They know their roles, they know how we're supposed to play, and I feel like if we stick to that, we'll come out okay. Obviously I have a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth with us losing in the final, and hopefully I could be a part of a team that gets a little bit of revenge for that day.
Well, it'll certainly be a big challenge for the Red Bulls this Sunday in Leg 2 of the Eastern Conference Championship. Kickoff is at 7:30 from a sold-out Red Bull Arena. You can also find the game on Fox Sports 1. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Red Bulls Insider. We leave you this week with images of Red Bull Arena staff busy at work preparing our home for this weekend's festivities. Until next time, I'm Tina Servasio. I will see you Sunday, and have a great holiday weekend.